For a long time, I thought silence was something dangerous, as if when it appears, something must be wrong, as if silence is a pause that needs to be filled immediately with words, with explanations, with something, anything. It felt like if I went quiet, I would disappear from the conversation, from life, from connection, as if people would forget me, or misunderstand me, or decide for me who I am and what is happening to me. So I kept talking, even when I didn't want to, even when I didn't know what exactly to say. For years, I lived in reaction mode, reply, explain, respond correctly, on time, as if the world was constantly waiting for something from me. And I was, constantly, trying not to disappoint. I can't say it was wrong, but at some point I became very tired, not loudly, not dramatically, quietly. One day, I noticed that I didn't want to choose words anymore, not because I had nothing to say, but because I no longer wanted to explain myself. It was a strange feeling, almost frightening, like standing in front of something important and not knowing whether to step forward or turn back. Silence in that moment felt like a mountain river. You stand on the shore, watching it, thinking, if I step in, it will carry me away. It's loud, it's strong, it doesn't ask if you're ready. And for a long time, I just watched. I thought silence meant loneliness, that if I stopped speaking, I would be alone. But then I stepped in, not deliberately, not consciously. I simply stopped resisting the pause. And you know what? It didn't carry me away. It held me. I realized that silence is not absence. It is space, a place where you don't have to be convenient, where you don't have to define yourself every minute, where you cannot know what you're feeling and still be okay. In silence, I heard myself for the first time, not as a role, but as presence, very quietly, very honestly. And the most unexpected thing was, silence turned out to be interesting, not empty, not cold, alive. Thoughts began to surface that I had never given time to hear before. Not answers, not conclusions, sensations. I understood that loneliness is not when it's quiet. Loneliness is when it's loud, but you can't hear yourself. Silence is when you finally sit beside yourself, without witnesses, without judgment, without the need to be someone. Over time, silence started to lead somewhere, like a river carrying you to a place you never planned to reach. And suddenly it brought me to something very calm, like a lake, deep, clear, a place where you can stay. There was no excitement there, no euphoria, just understanding. I realized this path was necessary, not for growth, not for strength, not to prove anything, simply because it was mine. And in that place, something new appeared. Self-sufficiency, not as armor, but as inner quiet. Self-respect, not loud, but steady. And love, the kind that doesn't ask for a response. Now I choose silence more often, not because I don't need people, but because I need not to lose myself around them. I'm no longer afraid of pauses, of not responding right away. I know this. If something truly matters, it will find its words. And if it doesn't, then maybe what matters right now is simply being. Silence no longer feels frightening. It feels honest. And maybe it's through silence that we come to love. Not the kind we search for, but the kind that stays.